Here's the basic guide of logging into Helm and checking your schedule, managing your availability, and how to request vacations. Because we're moving away from deputy within this month, it'd be great if everyone can become proficient with Helm in terms of scheduling before we actually migrate our entire software over for all of our clientele. To log in, you're going to use your work email, and your password should be floathouse1. Okay, and here's your main landing page. You're going to see your name, any upcoming events, namely meetings, upcoming shifts for the week will show up here. You got your date and your time, and any pending or approved vacations that you have personally put in. When you first log into Helm, something to kind of help you get familiar with it, you should have this open during your shifts for the next month while we kind of slowly ease into the whole software change. You're going to check your notifications. So this is where any new published shifts for you will show up, any comments or likes on specific notes that you've put. So this is really cool that you can comment on specific things within the software. An example of that is right here. So you can add a comment on upcoming shifts and you can post it. I'll get a notification and you can even reply to posts within that. Now the logbook is something that's related to this up here. This is like a general thread of posting. Any of our staff can post here, whether it's related to the upkeeping of the center, any questions or, problems or things to be addressed. I'm pretty sure it's kind of just an open-ended thread. You can reply to each specific post in here, and there's a bunch of different options you can make for your post. So you can assign a room to a certain post. You can mark it, highlight it in red as important. You can also be notified through your notifications if your post doesn't get a response within a certain time frame. Okay, you can also tag certain staff in a post, and once a post is made, you can add a task for it. I think that would primarily be something that I would do. You can assign a task, you can edit your post, reply, and you can, once you make a reply like that, I don't think I can like my own post, but if you're on someone else, if you're looking at someone else's post, you can like that comment as well, which is pretty cool. So that's the logbook. Everything will show up here in your notifications. Once you've read them and acknowledged them, you can mark it as read just by clicking, and then it'll disappear. Now, to check your shifts, you're going to go up here on the top left, click your shift schedule. If you're on your phone, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be on the top right, but assuming you're on a computer, here it is. This is the downtown location shift. It's very similar to deputy, but the cool thing is that everybody's color coded. If you don't like your color, sorry, but let me know. Really simple to see everybody's shifts. As you can see, Philar is scheduled in next week in bright green, and it's very pretty. Now, if you want to change the location to see the schedule for West Shore, all you got to do is change the location up here, and there you go. So there's the West Shore schedule, regardless of which side of Helm you are on. So if we're on Floathouse West Shore and we are on Philar's main landing page, it will still show up the upcoming shifts for the other location. And there's also potentiality for trading shifts. So you can request, staff will get a notification if you've offered a portion or all of your shift, and it's no guarantee, but maybe someone will want to pick up that shift, and then you can arrange trading it. That is a cool feature. If there are any upcoming events or meetings, you can keep track of that through the calendar, and that just kind of gives you a clean outlook of the whole month and any events coming up. On the shift schedule, there are different filters here, which you don't really need to click. You can see any events coming up, such as vacations or meetings. Now, I think Philar is going to Jamaica for 2 weeks, so that kind of shows up if you click that filter, but you don't really need to do that. Now, setting your availability is something unique to Helm. On this top right, you'll see a button that says My Availability, and you can set your general weekly preferred shifts. Now, everybody's pretty much already set on their preferred shifts, but if you ever have a little more flexibility, you can add that here. There's no dates, So it's just a general weekly thing. To add availability, you just click and drag your time frame. And if you want to mark it as available if needed, you click it and you can do it just like that. And then you can remove it super easily too. How that works on my end is that if I schedule you in for a shift that you're available, it's super easy, no problem. If I schedule you in for a shift as kind of like a last resort, if you're needed, it will just show a sad face so I know that that's not your preferred day and we can arrange that. If I happen to put you in a shift that you're not available on like a void day here, I will know, it'll alert me that that is not a day that you can work. On this page too, there's kind of a place where you can add special notes or instructions for the scheduler, and up here is the button for time off. So this is where you'll request your vacations. You put in the reason, you put in the date that you're unavailable from, and please note the wording of this, that you are going to put in the day that you are available from. So if your trip goes from Friday to Sunday, but you're not available to work until Monday, make sure that you put Monday as the day that you're available, not the last day of your time off, right? So take note of that. On your profile, if you click your name, you can view your profile. Very similar to MindBody with respect to all these tabs. There is an availability function here too. It's just not as functional as the other one, but it's essentially the same. There's a task area, which we'll explore later, and you can also go up to this logo again, and you can set your preferences. So you might want to play around with this when you first log into your Helm. This stuff is kind of not exactly something you'll want. All of these clicked off, you won't want that, but you'll want this one clicked. You'll want this one clicked at the bottom. Generally, these ones aren't necessary. And the cool thing is that you can get a text message or an email when a shift is offered. So if you're kind of more flexible for a time being, you can get notified for that. You can also join a last minute wait list for services. So if you're like wanting to book in a float kind of last minute, you can be notified through text or email that, you know, a float is open within 60 minutes, which kind of gives more flexibility for clients to book into floats, and staff, if you kind of want to be notified when there is an opening without pre-booking yourself in, you can do that too. And it looks like you enroll yourself, and I think this is staff specific, but it might be client-wide as well. So this might be an option for clients too, but we'll see. You can also change your default location if you're primarily working at one or the other. And it looks like if you are, you know, sophisticated and you use like a calendar app on your phone, you can integrate all this stuff through that. And you'll see on your shift schedule too, there's a little button that you can kind of integrate your schedule with your phone calendar app too. And if you click vacations, this will also show you just a list, I think, of all the staff members who've asked for vacation, or this one might just be your own. I'm not sure yet. But that is the basics of Helm. Okay, so just to reiterate, once you're on your main page, check your shifts, check your logbook notifications, and you can open up the shift schedule if you want. Changing locations is just a click away. Okay, and that is all for now. So good luck.